So today we're going to look at how to make a brim for a beanie. We're going to use this, which is my messy bun hat, or partially made messy bun hat from the Studio range. This is using the Women's Institute Aran Soft and Smooth yarn. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work a single crochet around each stitch, and there is 64 stitches in this beanie. We're going to work this with the beanie facing us. I'm just going to work over my tail and I'll sew it in just at the end. The reason I'm working a row of single crochet here is just because the type of stitches I have, they're slightly different levels. So the row of single crochet just kind of smooths it out. But you can use this technique for any beanie. Depending on what pattern you use, you may not need to work this row of single crochet, but it's just a way of creating a foundation row. I'm just going to slip stitch to the first single crochet. I'm not going to fasten off, but let's just show you. So we've got our row of single crochet, and now what we're going to do is start to create the ribbed band. So we're just going to chain 8 here, do it quite loosely so it's easier to work into the back loop, back hump. And skipping the first chain, we're going to work into this back hump. We're going to work 7 single crochets, so 1 into each chain. This is the most fiddly bit. Then with our 7 single crochets, we're going to slip stitch into the next single crochet from the hat. So we're going to slip stitch there and then slip stitch into the next one, and then we're going to turn and we're going to work another 7 single crochets into the back loop of that row we've just created. So that's our 7 single crochets. We're going to chain 1 and turn again. Keep that chain 1 quite tight. And then again we're going to work another 7 single crochets into the back loops only. we get to the bottom, again, we're going to slip stitch into the next single crochet, so that's this one, that one we've worked into. Do quite a tight slip stitch there, and into the one after. And without chaining, you just turn your work and repeat. So that's working single crochets into the back loop only. Chain one, keep it tight, turn, and then your 7 single crochets. And then slip stitch into the next and into the next single crochet and turn. And already you can see there's your little ribbed band forming. So what we're going to do, we're just going to carry on working this the whole way around the brim. So you can see we're over halfway now, and you can see how the band is forming. Now you might notice that it starts to pull a bit that way. That's actually one of the reasons that I really like this way of creating a band, because it's a little bit tighter than the round of the beanie itself, so it kind of creates that stretch and it has that tension that actually makes the hat stay on your head. So we're going to keep going. We're going to work 64 rows in total. That's how many single crochets we had round, so it's 1 row for each. Find it's good practice every now and again, if you're not counting as you go, just to make sure you're still on the same number of stitches. So just to count your stitches to check you've not lost one or gained one somewhere. If you want to make the brim deeper or shallower, then all you need to do is just adjust the number of stitches in that first chain. So we've done chain 8 to make 7 stitches deep, but you can make it less or more. Just depends what sort of look you're after. So what we've done now is we've reached the start. I'm not going to go down there yet. So you can see we've slip stitch in that first chain, so we need to just attach these 2 ends. The way we do this is you basically work through the back loop of this stitch like normal, and also we're going to go through, this is our starting chain, we're going to go through this, I guess, top loop. So that's the back of the chain, because that way it will just sit underneath there and create a new little ridge there. So this is a little bit fiddly, but you get there. It's just making sure you're working in the right stitches. So I'm going to chain 1 like I would normally, and then that's the 7th stitch. So I'm pretty sure that's the 7th stitch, but what I'll do, I'll just pop that through. I'm just going to count, so 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yep. So again, pull through and work your single crochet, and just go and pick up the 2nd stitch, pull through 2, work your single crochet, 3, number 6, and the last one, 7. So I'm just going to pull up that loop. You can see it looks a little bit different, but actually it's a relatively invisible join. And pull that through, and then I'm just going to sew that into the band. You can see on the other side you can sort of see where the join is there, but once it's on, it's not very obvious at all. Fasten that off, and there we have it. I'm just going to go through and work around a single crochet around the top, which will just finish off this particular beanie, and then we're all done.